Alright, welcome back. Today we are going to go over the 17 new cards that were added on this patch 21 update on Nine Kings. So we're going to go through the 3 new rainbow cards first, and then the 14 new Jack of Chaos cards that were added second. So first up is Randomfy. Plot becomes any other card of the same type, doubling its current stats. So you can take a troop and change it into a different kind of troop and double their current stats. And I think that is a very interesting, fun new add for Jack of Rainbows. Next up is Balance. Balance is really nice. Target's HP and damage are now equal to whichever is higher. So if you are buffing somebody's HP and it's super high, and then they have got like 5 damage, well, you just play Balance, and now your 5 damage turns into, let's say you had 600 health, now you have 600 health, 600 damage. It's very fun. Replicator is a melee troop that gains 9 units every year, so you don't have to worry about farms or procreates. It just gets more troops every year on the same plot. So they are pretty fun. It works really nice next to Mob, who gets the same amount of troops that adjacent troops get, so putting Replicator next to Mob is going to be very fun. So that's it for the 3 new rainbow cards. And now we're on to the Jack of Chaos. So these are, once you hit year 33, your chaos starts increasing. You fight the Jack of Chaos, from what I've experienced, when the chaos increases. So year 44, 55, 66, and then I can presume 77, 88, 99, and maybe in perpetuity, you're always fighting him. So these are all tome cards that already exist, but with a chaos twist. So the first one we will look at is Chaos Swords. So this adds plus 333 raw damage to target. You can put it on a troop, a tower, your base, whatever. It adds 333 raw damage to it, which is a nice damage increase, you could say. Then we've got Chaos Shields, adds plus 999 raw HP to target. Same thing as the swords, but obviously if you have like a tower or something that doesn't have HP, you're not going to be able to target it. So Chaos Shields, pretty nice to get 1,000 health basically to your plot. Next up is Chaos Mortgage. This destroys the plot and gives you 4 gold multiplied by the current year. So the earliest you can get this card, from my understanding, is in year 44 when you fight the Jack of Chaos for the first time. So say you destroy a plot using Chaos Mortgage in year 45, that first year you get this card, you'd get 405 gold. It doesn't matter what level the plot is that you destroy. If you destroy a level 1 plot, you'll get 405 gold, and that'll just keep increasing by 9 for every year. So that is pretty cool. Next up is Chaos Procreate. It adds plus 9% units to the target troop. So if you're over 100 troops, then Chaos Procreate will add more troops than if you just use a regular Procreate card. Procreate normally adds 9 troops to a plot, but if you're at 100, then Chaos Procreate and Procreate will both just give you 9, and if you're under 100, then getting a regular Procreate would probably be better. Next up is Chaos Overinvest. So it says spends 999 gold to increase all stats of a plot by 99.9%. So if you're able to get 1,000 gold, whether that be by playing King of Greed and just having a lot of gold, having lots of vaults, mortgaging, or the Chaos Mortgage, then you can spend basically 1,000 gold to double all of the stats of a plot, which is pretty nice. This is very interesting because, like, Gigantify already doubles damage and HP, and Balance can increase damage or HP, like, by a lot more than 100%. So this would maybe be good on something that you can't use Gigantify or Balance on. So Chaos Overinvest, very interesting, very costly, so not sure how often we'll be getting to use that. Next up is Chaos Offering. It destroys target plot and gives you 3 Chaos cards. Pretty simple, getting 3 Chaos cards. Next up is Chaos Wildcard. Levels up 1 plot beyond max level. no cap for real. So if you already have, say, pretty much any plot, the max level cap is 3. So if you have a plot that's level 3, you can level this up to level 4, and they get leveled up. So that is very nice. With your base, if you take Ingenious and get that leveled up higher than level 3, you can additionally level it up with this Chaos Wildcard. So this is a good time to mention for people who didn't watch my Nine Kings Interactions video, you can level up your buildings, your support buildings, so your beacons, your farms, your blacksmiths, quarries, all those kinds of buildings. You can level them up higher past level 3 if you use regression cards. This card basically gets rid of the need for regression, but it will give you another proc of your stat increase for whatever that building does. So if you have a level 4 blacksmith, you're going to get your 2% damage increase 4 times because it's level 4. So this Chaos Wildcard can be very nice because it's just better than a regular wildcard. Next up is Chaos Regression. This can potentially be better than Chaos Wildcard. So this is brings plot back to level 1, but retains all its current stats and effects. So this is just regression, but like busted. So like if you have your base at level 13 because you have Ingenious times 2 and your max level, well, you can just Chaos Regression your base. It goes back to level 1, it keeps all of its stats and effects, and then you can level it up another, 12 times to get it back to level 13. So then you'd have a like level 25 base if you did that. So that can be a lot easier to get and then level back up your base than trying to get specifically those Chaos Wildcards like rewinds or something to continue to upgrade your base. But this would also work on any plot. So if you have a level 3 plot and you want it to go back to level 1, you're basically getting regression times 2, but that could be worth it. So I'm just very excited to use this on my base. Next up is Chaos Rewind. Throw this into the pit to replace your current hand with Chaos cards. Notice that there's not a number of Chaos cards. So if you go to the shop, or if you take a Royal Decree that gives you a bunch of cards, or you buy a bunch of cards and then you throw this into the pit, all of your current cards in your hand are going to turn into Chaos cards and you get a wide selection. And then if you get another Chaos Rewind, you can throw it into the pit again to like basically re-roll your cards that are in your hand. It's a very nice card, and I like that there's not a limit on how many Chaos cards you can get from it. So very cool. Next up is Chaos Migration. So this moves target to a random empty plot. Target gains 10% to all stats. So this is very similar to regular migration, but you don't need to be adjacent to the plot. You don't need to have an empty plot adjacent. And then this is also to all stats get a 10% boost. Regular migration is just damage and HP get a 10% boost. So this includes your movement speed and hits per second, and I'd assume critical strike chance. So very cool Chaos Migration. You can basically move your plot anywhere on your board if you have an empty plot. Next up is Chaos Clone. Pretty simple. It clones 3 copies of the target plot. So you get 3 cards of it. So you could use it, say, on like a farm or a library or something, and then use those cards to surround a plot with the 3 that you get. Or you can get basically a patronage, 3 of your base, and upgrade that. So very fun. Or you could use the 3 copies of a card to throw into the pit and get some money. All right, so now on to this card. Chaos Sacrifice. Destroys target plot. All adjacent plots replicate its base stats. So I did this on one of my cards just to try it out. I destroyed an orchard that had like 3.3 damage and 0.1 hits per second. It was just a level 1 orchard that I was using to destroy. I had a mob troop that was next to it. It had like 9,500 damage and a much higher hits per second. When I used Chaos Sacrifice on the orchard, my mob went down to 3.3 damage instead of 9,500 damage. So this will just give the stats. It's like shifting the stats over to its neighbor, right? So it gave my 3.3 damage to the mob, which was a very bad idea because the 9,500 damage was great. And so then it became 3.3. So that is what that replicate means. So be very, very careful with Chaos Sacrifice because it can really, really mess you up. So then we have Chaos Earthworks, destroys all adjacent plots. Target plot gains the sum of their levels beyond any cap. This is really interesting. You have Ingenious times 2. So your base is level 13, that's the cap, and then you surround it by 4 level 3 support buildings. If you use Earthworks on your base, you'll get 12 levels added to your base. So it'd be level 25, but your support buildings would all be gone. But then you'd like literally have a level 25 base. So it's kind of crazy that you could add 12 levels or more to a single plot at one time because it goes beyond the cap. So this is very, very interesting. And then last but not least, we have Chaos Overhaul. It destroys target plot to level up 3 random plots beyond max level. I haven't gotten a chance to try this out yet, but I'm not sure if it will always target plots that are already max level, or if you have a plot that isn't max level, if there's a chance that it still upgrades it. So just be sure that you get plots to their max level and then use Chaos Overhaul, or let me know in the comments below if you've gotten a chance to try this out yet, and if you've ever seen it upgrade a plot that was not max level yet. But that's it for the 17 new cards that were added today in patch 21. So for anybody who hasn't been able to play or get to year 44 and reroll and see all of these cards from Jack of Chaos, here they are. It'll definitely keep Endless Mode fun, new, and interesting, so I'm excited to see what the devs have coming next for Nine Kings. But for now, I hope that you enjoyed seeing the new cards, and if you did, please feel free to drop a like and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new Nine Kings content. And as always, thanks for watching.